Welcome, episode 42 of the Armchair Analysts podcast coming at you. I'm your host, Ace. With me, as always, is
Johnny.
welcome everyone. Yes, how's it going, Johnny? How you doing? Ready?
You know what? I'll
Ready
wait
for
to
the
get
draft?
divulge that until the random rant. I think there's
Oh,
there's a lot of great things to talk about, but we'll hold
well
off.
said.
But yeah.
Why
How about
don't
you? NBA
I'm
draft
good.
tonight? Good times.
Yeah,
Go
huge draft
TWolves.
expert here. No,
Yeah.
not. Well, yeah, the Wolves with the number one pick. That's definitely exciting news. But no, I'm doing well. The weather, I mean, it's heck. I look out the window right now. I think it's still 50s.
I mean, I had the
Uh,
window up until we started recording. It's
oh,
nice. It's
true.
nice. It's nice.
I should have remembered. No,
Not trivia for you.
it
Didn't
was.
need to remember it. You're good.
No,
All
I know
right.
you can't hear anything through these microphones, anyways. You pick up nothing.
Oh,
It's awesome.
sure. No, we have terrible mics. Terrible mics. All right, so let's do a quick little rundown of what we got going on
Yes.
today. A lot of regional stuff to cover. We had a lot of stuff happen the last few days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, we got Packers, Badgers, Bucks making moves, Vikings doing stuff finally. The
Gophers not doing.
Gophers doing the antithesis of that. I'll talk a little bit more about the Bucks moves too. TWolves obviously, as I said, have the first pick tonight. We have two soundbites of the week just because it was such an epic weekend. TF topic is going to be a little different than normal. We're actually going to, because we're a little over halfway here, we're just going to talk about fantasy football coming this so far this year, and then just league formats that we like, stuff that we like to see, stuff that we don't like to see. And then we have a redemption Aces Quick Six. I have the utmost faith in my boy. So, well, I'm excited. I don't know that you can't do worse. You can't make it any worse. So, we can only go up. Sky is the limit here. We're
We're like the vaccine stock that is sort of getting the funding, but not really.
I jest. All right. Well, to follow our adventures, you can definitely check us out on Twitter at a podcast. We actually have a couple collaborations coming up the next couple weeks. We're hoping to do one tomorrow. We'll see how that goes with the Everything
Special
Goes
episode.
podcast. Oh, special episode. This is the meat. And then this is the tomorrow's collaboration is just gonna be like seconds. Like we're thinking Thanksgiving, you get your sides, this is gonna be
That's
like your
right.
turkey. That's gonna be like the cranberry sauce and your stuffing, right? So we're gonna get the I know.
We might have to tease that at the end of our show.
Food?
I
I haven't had dinner yet, so let's chill out here, all right? Big boys gotta eat.
Wait to listen to the end.
But yeah, so this like I said, this is our main course. So feel free to check us out wherever you guys listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, everything. We are there. And also, beautiful faces, can't say it enough. You can look at Ace's amazing November beard. You can look at my nasty quarantine goatee on YouTube. We will be there. And yeah, so let's get her going. Okay, so you asked how I'm doing. And honestly, this is probably the
I
second
wasn't
day.
being facetious.
No. You're actually you're a genuine guy. Single, too. But I did just finish getting over COVID, so actually, during the last show, kind of felt like crap. But no, I didn't get it that bad. Tested positive maybe a week and a half ago, but today is the first day that I'm allowed to, break free and get out of isolation. So really excited to wrap this show up and get out of here. But I think my rant part of it is just, even if we were very careful. Like I work from home 100%, have been since August. But I mean, we have hand sanitizer everywhere, masks everywhere I go. Don't leave the house really, aside from like groceries, polling, occasionally doing
essential.
Yeah,
stuff
like
in my life.
I did like a couple fun things, but nothing dramatic. Mask on the whole time, social distancing the whole time. So, pretty pissed that I got it still. And obviously I'm cohabiting, so my fiance got it as well. But yeah, it's what? Even if you think you're incredibly careful, especially in like a state like Wisconsin it's just running amok. There's not a whole lot you can do. So yeah, pretty pissed about that actually. But worst is over, and now we have the immunity You never told anyone on the show that you had it too, actually.
Yeah, I know we kind of alluded to it in like sort of secretive,
We're
but
COVID
yeah, I
survivors.
had I had it in July, and God, I got
Sounds
a
like you got
bad
it
tickle in
again.
my throat, right? Yeah.
I have immunity. I
Um,
don't know.
no, I had it in July. A little bit worse symptoms. It sounds like than
Yeah. Oh
you.
yeah. Yeah. You
But
needed
I don't.
a nurse
I
taking care of you.
I'll let. So I work in the health sector, and we even had our
Okay.
CEO.
Don't make it sound
No,
like you're a nurse or a doctor.
I'm
Qualify it. Qualify it right
I'm not
now.
trying to go that route, but I'm saying our CEO basically came into a large meeting of ours at the end and said, "Hey, just so you know, do what you do your part, because when people find out that we work in
Yeah.
healthcare, they automatically assume we're on the front lines." And I couldn't be
Well, when you
further from
say
it,
that,
but
of course, it sounds like you're a
yeah.
nurse by trade or something. Or
So I'm even nervous because this is the first time of like 6 months that we even had our CEO come on and say that. So who knows
Wow.
what to expect? But yeah,
Yeah.
just be safe, Minnesota and
It's
Wisconsin.
you can be as safe as you want, but I mean, it's really made me lose hope. It really made me lose hope. Like we maybe went 3-4 places in 2 weeks, so that it just
Oh,
kind of
don't get me
sucks. But
wrong. Some of the restrictions are a little like just show me the
yeah,
stats. I'm all about facts. So if there's a reason why you're shutting things down, great.
how long have you been
Sorry.
smoking, Ace? Come on, man. Put the
Oh
pack
yeah.
down. Put the pack down. All
Gotta
right,
get the
so we have a literal crap ton to go through for Regional Roundup. So I want to start looking introspectively after seeing the Packers get run all over by Mr. Robinson over the weekend. I kind of just want to do a little retrospective and just remember some of the players that the Packers let move on, some of the free agents from this past offseason. So, two linebackers, Blake Martinez, who I absolutely adored in a completely heterosexual way. He's a really good player, really cool dude,
Thanks for
really down to
clarifying.
earth. He streamed a bunch on Twitch, so I got to creep on him a little bit there. Actually have him on my Steam friend list. NBD. No, but super cool guy. But he was like he didn't miss games. He did his job. He was like a modern.
I feel bad he went to the Giants. Sorry.
Well, so it wasn't just him though. We lost Kyler Fackrell, a blitzing linebacker. So they both went to the Giants. They're both having pretty damn good years, and the contracts that they signed weren't outrageous. They weren't. I mean, they were probably more than Green Bay was willing to pay. But if you look at the carousel that we have at the linebacking position. I mean, the Smith brothers are great, but the pass rush is so inconsistent. Gary's finally sort of coming into his own, but there's still no degree of consistency between them. So, Luke,
Yeah.
and then also B.J. Goodson, we let go. So just,
Which
I mean, you got
those positions indirectly like mess with the pass game too. If you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, it's messing with the secondary,
well,
which
everything builds off each other. So, like, if you're able to run the ball,
yeah.
if you have good run stuffers, then they're going to be passing more. So then the pass rushers get to do their job. Pass rushers don't do anything 80% of the time when it's a run play, right? Like they can try to contain the edge, but that's not really their primary objective. They still have to be able to shed, the secondary blockers as well too. So, I mean that's pretty painful. Bulaga, I'm actually totally okay with them letting go. He's oft injured, very highly, a very high contract and demands for financial.
That was
Compensation,
kind of
so
the same token as Elfline. We just got rid of he was our center before we drafted Bradbury. He moved over to left tackle, and now we got Cleveland, who we drafted at left tackle, who's playing right guard over there now, finally in his position. So yeah,
Yeah,
Bulaga.
and then Jimmy Graham was another one which I'm 100% okay with because he was getting paid way more than he did. I will admit though the first few games where he was balling out for the Bears, like catching one-handers, just pulling them out of the
Yeah.
sky, he would get multiple touchdowns. I'm like, where the hell were these hands last year or the 2 years before? It's like, but whatever. I think our tight end position has not looked better in years, so I'm okay with that. But I mean, you let 3 linebackers walk, you let a couple safeties walk, and you're wondering why your run defense is horrible. Well, I don't know. We got kind of Kirksey is healthy, but then he's injured again, and then you got Chris Barnes, undrafted rookie, like he's trying to do his thing, and then you have Oren Burks who's been on the team for a few years, but not really doing a whole lot. Like you're just throwing all these players, and no one's having a chance to really get used to the system. Oh, sorry, Ty Summers,
Yeah.
7th round pick, who is only really doing special teams before he was a starter, a week 1 starter for Green
That
Bay.
should be a baseball player, by the way. That name, he should be
Man.
in baseball. But
So I saw an article on it. I went through it, and I saw that everyone else was doing fairly decent in their other systems, and I don't know. It makes me long for other times, but as I mentioned, Packers, they got ran over. I mean, don't get me wrong, Robinson, like he's the real deal. I mean, the guy, another undrafted free agent, like he's balling out, really good running back. But our line was like a sieve. Like everything was going through. I mean, he had over 100 yards easily.
Mm-hmm.
No real big long runs, but like consistent like 7+ yard runs, and the inability to really keep them from driving at times. I mean, gotta remember, this is the second start for their quarterback. Luton's second start in the NFL.
I was gonna say, yep. What
Dude
do you think they did?
Cooking, man.
It's not just
Let Luton
Robinson,
cook.
but it's Cook.
Yeah.
You knew what our offensive game plan was gonna be, and you still couldn't shut it down. And I mean, we'll get into the Vikings.
Anybody that has,
later.
but that's the thing. It's like it wasn't even just the running game. Like we couldn't penetrate their offensive line.
Yes.
Period. Like they could not get pressure on a second start rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, yes, when the game was on the line, the pass rush got to him, but like for the most part, man, it was rough. I mean, the dude was sitting back there having a steak dinner with appetizers, extra salad. He's just chilling back there, and it's like it's not like he has great weapons to throw to, but if you give anybody that much time, they're going to be able to find somebody open. Someone will be open. Not to mention 2 starting cornerbacks were both out too. Both King and Alexander were both out.
Oh my God! Wow.
So I mean, and then Savage got hurt. One of our safeties got hurt right away too. So he came back in the game, but like
that's embarrassing.
Again, though, it was nice to see. It was nice to see like the defense come together at the end. But it's like, dude, come on, it's the Jags. Green Bay was a 14-point favorite, which you mentioned. We talked about in the quick 6. I'm like, so you wonder why I always err on the side of caution, right? Like I'm always like, I don't know if I like that. Like they're favorites, but I don't know. That's why, man, because any given Sunday, even the Jaguars can have a good day. And this was in Green Bay, but without fans, it's like it feels like a neutral game.
Yeah.
But
I don't. Well, I mean, how much more do you want to talk about, like their game before I kind of
nothing.
segue?
The only other thing I want to mention is that immediately after the game, David Bakhtiari. So we have a ton. We have a ton of free agent contracts coming up and ending after the season. So Bakhtiari was easily the biggest one. He got a 4-year extension, $105 million with the bonus, making him the highest paid offensive lineman ever. So, I mean, it's a huge price tag, but dude, we have not had someone guarding Rodgers' blindside that we've been able to, like, no matter what, year in, year out. And honestly, he's been relatively healthy. He's played 5 full seasons. He only missed 9 games in his entire career. 3 were this year. So honestly, like it's nice just
They're
to know that
drinking
that's
buddies apparently too.
Oh, I mean, honestly, like I have not ever sought out a jersey for an offensive lineman, but I will get a Bakhtiari jersey at some point for sure. Yeah, after seeing him down those beers, for sure.
I would even consider wearing that if I happen to lose. Maybe said
you lose every bet.
Big 69. God, could you imagine?
Right. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. I'm here for Thanksgiving. Yeah. What the other only final note that I wanted to make is MVS actually somehow rebounding from just the horrible case of the yips and the dropsies. He had a fantastic game, a couple of huge catches. Really.
Last couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when Devontae was out for a couple of series, it's like, oh shit. I mean, because even at that time, like, so it was just all of our backups at that point. Because if Devontae is out, it's Equinemius St. Brown, it's Malik Taylor, and it's MVS. Which I guarantee, if I didn't say those names, you would not know who those people are. So.
Because Lazard is out.
Lazard was he was still on IR, and technically, so he was activated, I think, yesterday. Yesterday morning he was activated, but he's still not. There's still no word that if he's going to play this weekend versus the Colts. So it was really nice to see him rebound and have a good game. Rodgers just consistently going to him. But you have people like Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk. You have Judy's coming into his own. CeeDee Lamb was doing great before 10 of his quarterbacks went down. Like, you have these rookie wide receivers that were picked when the Packers were looking for a receiving threat, and they're all playing out of their minds. And,
Yeah.
you got to wonder, if we would have grabbed him, like, would our offense be struggling? But MVS, he kind of quelled those conversations, at least for a little bit, so that's nice. But, I need to take a break. Give me some Vikings, man. 3 wins in a row?
I think it's about time people just relax on Kirk's inability to perform in the big game, because he's now 1-9 on Monday night, and I don't know what his record is on Sunday night, but I know
Probably pretty terrible.
I think, wasn't there a stat he was like 5-27 or 2, and I don't remember when the stat. It was last year at some point during the season. I remember seeing that stat in primetime games, which
truly terrible.
Honestly is not fair to him. But overall,
oh, it's not fair to him. I'm sorry. Is he touching the ball in every offensive possession? He is. Huh.
True, but I mean turnovers. Let me tell you. Let me give you 3 quick takeaways, which is in case in point for Kirk. Number 1. The offensive line is better than I think we thought, especially I know Hicks went out, and so offensive line's better than we thought. Bradbury started all games last year as a rookie at center. He's really coming into his own as like a big mauler dude, which I love. And I mentioned it earlier, but Ezra Cleveland, the left tackle we drafted, was playing right guard, and I think on the right side at some points during the season. They finally moved him over after cutting Elfline to left, and I should double check that. I'm almost positive he played left.
Aaron, making up stats again.
Either way, people
making things up on the fly. No,
if that be the case, that's his more natural position anyway, so it made sense. Bears, like I said, they're I don't know what the hell is wrong with their offensive line, but they are the absolute bottom from what I saw. That's my second point. Sorry, is their offensive line is just awful. As good as ours improved, they've taken a step back, especially with Long retiring. And then lastly, our special teams help. We need help.
Was it hard seeing Patterson just take one to the house on you?
We had a return touchdown there. We had 2 blocked punts in the last game. We had
missed extra point.
The missed extra point. The late game, the guy couldn't even down the ball late. The punter, it went into the end zone with like a couple minutes left. It's the last couple of games, and I think it's more so this season. A bad snap. I didn't even talk about the bad snap that the guy had yesterday. It's bad. So, I mean, 3 key takeaways, but overall,
I gotta say, I can't believe how much the Vikings' offensive line has improved. They've really come together as a unit, because I can't imagine Cook being able to do what he does. I'm not saying that the Packers have a great defensive line, or at least interior line by any means, but the dude has holes to run. Like, he's already a very talented running back, and the dude he can run for easily 4 yards from the backfield. Yes. He can go through the line and have at least 1.5 yards plus before anyone even touches him sometimes. It's crazy. So his balance is underrated too. It's going to be interesting to see how... I mean, the Bears, they dropped 5 straight now. Vikings win 3. Packers are coasting.
I think 4. 4 straight, or no, maybe you're right.
No, they're 5-5 now. They haven't had a bye yet. Yes. But it's also kind of weird that this was the second divisional opponent they played all year. This is the second divisional game they've had, because they had the Lions week 1, and then you guys. They haven't played Green Bay. They have 2 games against Green Bay, 1 more against... the Vikings, and then 1 more against the Lions. So they still have a lot of marbles out in the game, but damn,
their schedule is stacked against us the rest of the year.
It's just crazy. What do you do though? Like Foles, he was your guy. You went 3-0 with Trubisky. He's actually playing pretty well. He gets benched mid-game. Foles throws 3 TD passes in the 4th to win. Okay, he's your savior. This is why you brought him in. And now it's just what is going on?
It looked like he broke his hip on that play. Is he all right?
I think I saw a couple of reports. He'll be okay, but I don't think Trubisky's available, so I'm not really sure what the game plan is. But we digress.
They might find somebody then.
Before I get into Bucks, the only other thing is I do love watching Jim Harbaugh get absolutely stomped. And when it's the Badgers doing it in the big house in Ann Arbor, you better believe I was excited. worked out pretty well. They had 2 games canceled, didn't play for 3 weeks. All of a sudden, hey, we got a primetime game versus Michigan. Mertz is back in. And, the nice thing is we got to look at a lot of players that we don't really typically get to see. Because we have kind of the committee that's replacing Jonathan Taylor, and they did pretty well. Mertz looked mortal, but he took care of the ball. Not much to say. I mean, it was pretty much everything that could go wrong for Michigan really kind of did. Their very first play from scrimmage was a rollout, was a bootleg right, and they threw a pick. Literally the first offensive play for them. So
were they starting Melton? Because they started him against.
Yeah, he started it, but then McNamara came in and actually played pretty well, honestly. But yeah, they couldn't get anything going. The running game wasn't doing anything. The receivers were dropping so many passes. I was hoping for a shutout, but 49-11 isn't bad.
Oh, God, I know. That's embarrassing.
I honestly, I would have liked to. I really wish that they would have played the games even without Mertz. I know that there was 25-plus players that had issues, but it would have been nice just to see how they did versus... I don't know. I just feel like Michigan, they're always so overrated every year just because of who they are and who's coaching them, but... I don't know,
and I think more than ever it matters who's at QB. And we thought we had a good QB in Tanner Morgan. And
yeah, how are the Gophers looking, bro?
What's Michigan's record? Yeah, that's the Gophers.
Bad.
Record. And Michigan's only win was to the Gophers too, which is even more sad when you think about it.
And then
1-4. Yeah.
Oofda.
There's really not. We lost Iowa big. I don't have much more to say. And the only other thing for regional roundup is Minnesota United play Colorado Rapids this Sunday, 7 p.m. Check it out.
Ooh, I can't. I already got the pay-per-view ordered, man. I got the pay-per-view ordered. I'm excited. All right, we gotta get rolling here. All right, so this is something we talked about the NBA schedule, free agent deals. They began talks on Monday. So you see a flurry of rumors. You see a ton of people talking about this, and that. You start hearing rumors about Chris Paul. You start hearing rumors about Harden. You start hearing rumors about blah, 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 blah. And you're wondering, what are they going to do for Giannis? What are they going to do? This is his last year. They want him to sign that Supermax. They want to keep him in Milwaukee. What are they going to do? The only thing that is a consensus among Bucks fans is that Bledsoe's not the answer and Bledsoe needs to go. So, first person traded, Eric Bledsoe. So, they did end up throwing a lot. They basically, so I remember we were talking about, before the playoffs, we were talking about, how great their depth is. All that's gone now. Completely gone. Everything's gone. But they were able to pick up J. Holiday and Bogdanovic. So, it's hard just because it was 3 first-round picks that was traded. Huh?
Yeah.
It was 3 first-round picks. But, you know what? I was pouty about it, but the Bucks can't draft anyway. They're horrible at drafting. The last pick that actually is still even on the team or did anything, Giannis.
Yeah.
Everything else has just been horrible. I will say that Dante DiVincenzo could have used one more season. He was starting to pull things together towards the end of the year, and I know COVID broke things up. He got into a rhythm, and then he didn't play for forever. I will say that it kind of sucks, and it seems like he's taking it pretty bad. He's kind of pissed that he got booted, but
Bogdan seems like a more higher percentage player than.
So, and the thing is, they're two-way players, right? They can create their own shot, but they can also play the perimeter. They can play D. Which I know Bledsoe was he's fantastic on defense, but he was not really one that if you needed a bucket, if Giannis is sitting and you need a bucket,
you can't.
Holiday, exactly. Holiday can make that. He's only. I mean, it's weird to say he's only 30, but he's been consistent. His numbers are solid. And I think putting him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that the Pelicans they're working their way up. They're turning a corner, but having him in Milwaukee with already established players that can take a lot of pressure off him, I think that he's going to have a lot more space and he's going to be able to do a lot more than he was able to last year. So
absolutely.
Initially, I was kind of like, why? Right now, I think the bench, because I think Connaughton and one other person still needs to be signed, but right now our bench as it stands is Giannis' older brother and Sterling Brown. So We got some spots to
God.
fill. Yeah, but the starting five, though, I mean, it makes you kind of excited. And now there's less pressure on Middleton, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just holding on to Lopez, I don't. That's also up in the air, too. But, I mean, that starting five, it sounds pretty good. So, honestly, it took me a little bit, but I was pretty excited. I think I
think they did everything right.
I wouldn't say they did everything right. I don't think they needed to send all they did for Holiday.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
But in getting that extra, I wouldn't say he's a superstar, but he's definitely he's a top 10 point guard for sure. He's probably
but
he might be better than that, but he's a competitor also, which I like.
I don't think we've seen his best play yet, and I think having a stronger supporting cast and better coaches around him, I think he's going to be able to flourish. But I mean, the big question is, can they win with this lineup? Can they get to the finals again? Can they win with this lineup? And I'm not sure, but I think they have a lot better chance than they did last year. Point one would be that they're actually probably going to have actual home advantage. So getting a high seed will actually matter. You'll have home games, because that's big. I mean, the Bucks were the best home team in the NBA, back-to-back seasons. And not having that advantage in the playoffs, having gone to one of those games that when they were 0-2 to the Celtics and they go back to Milwaukee. Woo, baby! Remember Paul Pierce said, "Put a fork in them. They're done."
Yeah.
I was at Game 3 and it was insane. My ears were ringing for days. It was amazing. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I know a lot of people are kind of torn on it, but honestly, I'm pretty cool with it. And we might have a couple people on down the road to talk about it. I mean, or the draft will be fun.
Yeah.
But I know that you were kind of excited about the TWolves pick, but. It's just a weird draft though, right? Because like the players, you haven't seen them. You
haven't seen a lot of them.
Early March, late February.
Wiseman got suspended early on, so played like 3 college games for Memphis. Lonzo Ball, the Ball kid, LaMelo was playing overseas.
The Ball kid.
And Edwards from Georgia looks to be a dominant guard, but I mean.
Not a big fan of basketball, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, he wishes he played football instead. But this is the breadwinner. He apparently no.
What a crappy year to get the lottery win, right?
Come on, would this not happen any other year? But to the Wolves.
To be fair, it's not like anything. They're gonna want to get traded away anyway, so it's fine.
Edwards seems to be a better shooter than Ball, so it's likely we're gonna go with him because we desperately need help beyond the arc, especially with Russell being able to dribble drive.
Even 10 to 15, you guys just need shooters. Period.
And Carl Town. I don't know. I joked with a friend earlier, and I don't know if I was joking, but if we take Ball, at least it might get people in the seats. So, which is something this team desperately needs as we're trying to find new ownership. So, it's mildly depressing draft tonight, knowing that there's not like a clear-cut favorite. So,
it's not like you're grabbing Zion or anything like that, but.
Right. And we got a decent amount of cap space, but there's not. I mean, it's kind of like Milwaukee. These smaller markets, the teams, unfortunately, these players don't like the cold at all.
Well, whether they that and you're not getting the coverage.
Correct, the coverage. The
especially in Minnesota, you guys aren't even winning. At least the Bucks are winning. We're getting a little bit of press.
And the worst part, like Butler acted like an idiot, but he basically was like, these guys are lazy. Wiggins got traded. Like
Wiggins was a piece, though. Wiggins was a piece.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well,
so
can we switch to a happy note? Can we do some sound bites?
Yeah. Best part.
All right.
No, sorry, not the best part.
Second best part. All right. All right. So these hopefully, as at least moderate sports fans listening, I'm hoping that you've at least seen one of these, maybe both, but. We do have a couple clips for y'all. Feeling a little golf first? A little DJ?
I was going to. So the point in doing this is I wanted to. You set it up.
Well, I'm just. So we have 2. So the first one's going to be Dustin Johnson's cake putt to win the Masters. 20 under.
Best score in the Masters.
That's like our average, though. That's our average when we play. But my handicap's also 40. So.
Not even a putt. Yeah, good point.
But let's take a listen. It's just a short clip, but it's it's just exciting, especially if you were watching a little bit of it. So let's take.
And the 2020 Masters. The long-awaited Masters has a long-awaited champion in Dustin Johnson.
All right, that actually wasn't super exciting, but
next one is. Well, that's why I want to do it.
Yeah, it was more just, it's quiet, but it's a good feeling if you're watching that last couple holes and you see, I mean, he wasn't in danger of losing, but, you have a bad tee shot, you take an extra stroke here or there, and all of a sudden you're kind of in hot water. So that was a good one.
It was the weirdest tournament for me to watch in golf because you always, like, the noise around there's something different with fans, and that's why I wanted to play it, because it just didn't have that feel at all.
This one's going to be a little different. So this is the Hail Mary. This is the I actually watched this game, and I don't really have words, so we'll let the announcer take care of it from here. But yeah, this is the 11 seconds on the clock. Kyler Murray to Hopkins for the game-winning touchdown over the Bills on Sunday.
25 yards downfield. Murray back to throw. Flushed out. Rolling left in trouble. Slips a tackle. Got to launch it. He does. Left side. Into the end zone. Jump ball. And it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught. DeAndre Hopkins caught it. He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left. I can't believe it. You've got to be joking me. Hopkins reaches up with 3 defenders around him and pulls it in, and the Cardinals lead it 32-30 with a second left. You can't cover, Duke.
Oh my gosh, he gets a little crazy at the end, but
yeah,
I don't know, that was insane, and that kind of
calls are the best.
I know that's the thing. The way they mashed up, I'm really glad they mashed it up with the telecast, because you get the best of both worlds. You get to see that insane grab. But yeah, it's a little different level of excitement. But yeah, that was what a grab. Yeah, it's same thing with like Rodgers' Hail Mary versus the Lions. Just listening to the different languages for the radio cast, like that was probably one of my favorites. Like the Spanish ones are always the most insane because they just get so excited. But no, that was an insane play, and I don't know. I'm surprised that
probably the highlight of the weekend.
I just still can't believe that the Cardinals got away with that trade. It blows my mind. But all right, I know this is we've had a lot to cover, but let's briefly go into some fantasy football league formats quickly. So I think the big thing is it's kind of finding out what you like. I've been playing since 2003, and you see a lot of stuff you don't like. You see formats you don't like. You see websites you don't want to use anymore. You find people you don't want to play with anymore. You have a lot of players that tick you off. That was a nice topic this week too. I had with some friends. Just some of the most frustrating.
Was it in 2003? Sorry.
Oh my gosh, it was straight head to head. Like PPR wasn't a thing. Like, I don't even remember what site it was on, but like it was literally just the most rudimentary. It was like quarterback, wide receiver, running back, running. It was like the generic format, but like back then, like there wasn't. It was before like Manning and Brady and all those guys were setting all those touchdown records. So touchdowns were worth like 7. Like 7 points. So the first year that like Manning broke like 45 touchdowns or whatever, like you just by default won that league because he was throwing like 3 TDs per game. So you're getting minimum like 30 plus points from him every game. So and then after each year they like nerfed it. Now touchdowns are like 4 points a game. So but as far as formats, I've never done auction. I've never done IDP. I don't know, because typically I used to have so many different leagues that you'd have like, I would have to stay away from drafting Packers because that would make it harder for me to root for the game. And, you have like, well, I have this running back, but I also have this defense in another league, but then I have this it just gets too crazy.
Oh my God, it's insane.
I think the most I ever had was 5, and that was painful. 1 or 2 now, a work league, and then a vampire league that I was talking to about off the air last week, which. That team doesn't draft at all. Everybody else does. They just pick up. They make a team off the waiver wire. So if it's a 10-person league, you have 9 people drafting, and the last person just picks players that aren't even on teams, and then they just drop them out and swap them out for free agents. The hard part is, it's really hard to win because everyone has good players, right?
Wait, explain that draft again. So that is it like a snake draft then, or
It doesn't matter. You draft however you want to. It's snake draft.
Oh, okay.
But that person drafts people that aren't playing, so you have it set. So you can do it, even set it up for auto draft, but you'll pick players that aren't on teams that or they're not playing. You'll pick like a 5th string quarterback or something. Anyway.
Okay.
So basically, you go through the season. The first couple of weeks, you're gonna get destroyed. You're playing against people that have all starters. You're playing with people you've picked up off the waiver wire. But as you start going, players get hurt. You have first access to the waiver wire. So like James Robinson last year, DJ Chark, picking up Mark Andrews. This year there's a lot of grabbing Justin Herbert, and you have first dibs on the waiver wire. So when Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, when Barkley gets hurt, when all these players that are getting hurt in the top rounds, you can pick up these players and you can start plugging them into your roster. As you start winning, if I play you, I'm the vampire. I play you. I beat you. I can take one of your starters. I swap out one of my starters for yours. You have Aaron Rodgers. I will give you the Cleveland defense for Aaron Rodgers. Now you don't have Aaron Rodgers. I do, and so you slowly as you win, so it gets incentive. People are paying attention. People are really checking out matchups. People are really checking out, hey, if you hey, this guy hasn't started his lineup. Get a hold of this guy. If you lose your player, you lose the money. So it really gets everyone going. So it's a lot of fun. But the hard part is kind of getting it set up. We use ESPN, but there's no format for that. So I have to manually do it. So I'm the co-owner of the team, and I just make the moves as league manager, and I just pull the players. Because you can't open free agency for one guy and not the rest of the league. That doesn't work like that. But yeah, it's fun. I would like to try auction. I think next year, actually, I'm going to do an auction league. That'd be fun, but...
I've only done it, draft-wise, I think that's probably the best. If you get the group in your league all is pretty much aware or savvy about NFL, then it makes it fun.
So why are you there? Oh!
What jersey are you wearing? Turn around. What jersey do you got on right now?
You don't even own a Vikings jersey. Get out of here.
You're right. Auction's good. Snake's good for I don't know.
Snake's
level.
default though. Who cares?
What's IDP?
IDP is an individual defensive player. So you basically so you'll have your regular roster. It's I'll have Preston Smith. So he got 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, touchdown. I'm gonna have a insane amount of points. Or if you can pick a safety. Safeties are good because you can get sacks, you can get picks. If you have a shutdown corner, it depends. Some of them have pass defense in there and passes broken up, stuff like that. But that's something different too. Adds another layer to it. But I don't know.
Guillotine. I'm all about guillotine leagues next year. I think for sure. Where you drop the team that loses that week. So I think you play for high points, I believe. So the team or you can play head to head. I think it's based off high points, but the loser's team goes into the waiver wire basically.
Oh, so you're just done. You drop your entire team, you walk away.
You lose. So you kind of, depending on the season, you need 17 teams basically or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey man, and then worst case scenario, if you're done early, you're just done. You can just stop monitoring it. You can just carry on. All right, that's cool. So that'll be something we can pick apart too, and I don't know. I mean, maybe if people that are listening are interested, we could start a league just with the podcast people. Have some fun. There's something. All right,
guys.
Here's the thing, though.
That's amazing, John. I like.
Of course, who has the ideas here? The thing is, unless your quick 6 segment picks up, no one's gonna want to do it. So let's see what you got. Your redemption session. What's up?
Well, you are clinging to a 1-point lead. It's 15-14 and still that one damn pesky tie the first week, which is actually hurting me right now because I probably could be even. All right. So week 11, this time we're doing Vikings Cowboys. Johnny picks first. The first one is first score of the game is going to be a touchdown. Yes or no?
Vikings Cowboys.
Yes, Vikings. It
in
looks
Dallas?
like it's projected to be low score too. Yep.
Yeah, of course it is.
Dalton's
probably back.
Dalton will be back off the COVID list.
Red Rifle. Yes. Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next one for me. Both teams score over 19.5. Oh, man. After the way our defense played against a crappy team, the Bears.
How did we lose to the Vikings? You guys are so
I gotta
bad.
say, I gotta say, for some reason my gut tells me to go over, so I'm going over. All right, next one, largest lead over under 16.5. Do you think it'll be six?
Under.
Yeah, I'm
Under.
gonna say- You're welcome. I kind of whatever.
Ooh, I like this one.
Jay says under. Oh wait, hold up. I gotta write in my answer correctly, or else that's cheating, folks. Now you see the
Shocker.
real product. Number 4, longest touchdown over under 39.5. I had this one before, I think, and I lost.
Cook.
I said under and I lost. Yeah, I got to say over. If I get screwed because I'm saying.
Oh, I
over
baited
because
you into that.
both
No, it's
teams-
too late. It's decided.
It's over. Well, both teams have weaponry.
Oh, I got this one last year. All right. Time of first
did you?
score over under 7 minutes.
That's a tricky one because I beat you on that because it was like it's seconds.
And that's
scored at the
any
five.
score. That's any score, right?
Yes, yeah. So any score.
Under.
Okay.
Under.
Yeah, they made it close last game, so I'm sure it'll be close this one. And finally, great. I get the big win, little win scenario.
You
against
make these. You
Minnesota.
can't get pissed about the order.
I know. I just like showing the fans how riled up we get. God, I hate to say it, but I think this is the Vikings' week to lose, unfortunately.
To Dallas? Oh my God. Lambeau
Dallas,
South?
Dalton is back.
It is Lambeau South.
They should win, but this is a game I don't know. Maybe they have a hiccup. Who knows? So I think Dallas wins by 1-13.
Okay. Lock it in.
Prove me wrong. Prove me freaking
Lock
wrong.
it in.
team. Oh, yeah.
All right. Wow, we had a lot to cover today. We did well. Good job.
Yeah.
Do you want to show everyone our Under Armour commercial? I'll show them your shirt. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. This is free. All right. Well, that was episode 42. Want to thank y'all for listening. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a very good chance of having a collaboration tomorrow. We'll be hosting them. It's just going to be supplementary. You can check it out if you'd like to. We're just mostly going to talk college and NFL with the Everything Goes podcast. It will be on our YouTubes. So if you're not already checking that out, you should, because Ace he's a damn cute looking feller. But we will let you know when that goes live. Just check us out at AA Podcast.
He's
you can
taken,
follow.
folks.
Huh?
Sorry. He's taken.
Yeah, I'm taking. I don't have a ring yet, but it's coming. But yeah, check us out on YouTube. Also at AA Podcast on Twitter. Every time we post something for our channels, it goes up. Every time an episode goes live, it's there. But I'm assuming most of our amazing fans are already liking, following, subscribing to us. So I can just stop. I'm good, right? Yeah, perfect. Well,
always need more.
Always need more.
Yeah.
Always need more. Tell your friend. Tell your neighbor. Go to your COVID herd immunity party and play some AA podcasts. All right. Hope everyone has a great week. Stay safe. No more COVID positives. You already had 2 nasty hosts that are survivors. No need to get anybody else sick. But yeah, have a great week. I am John. That is Ace, and we are out.